This is a King of Heart Productions alongside Lee Dell's animation. The content of this video belongs solely to Peckham Rye Football TV, so please sit back, relax and enjoy. Yeah!
Yeah, the spade.
Alright, we're here today with the gaffer of the day, Ed. Yeah! What are we saying in regards to this? First of all, tell them how you got introduced and involved in this in the first place.
So we know Kai obviously through W.E.S.F.A. he's one of the managers. We got involved in a group chat and we said, you know what, he fancied himself a bit, so we'll get a team together, all us managers, and we'll see what we can do. A lot of us got our beds, except for me obviously. We'll put it together, see what we can do. We reckon we can give them a go, and we can play. We got wiser heads, we can play the game, we can knock it around them. And it's all for charity, so we have a good laugh with it. Not a lot of the lads get to play on a Sunday, so.
Okay, in regards to tactics and formation, can you tell us a little bit how you're going to set up tonight, or?
So we're going to set up as a 4-3-3 with two holding DMs. We're going to have one as a sweep and obviously one doing box to box. I feel like it's quite, it creates natural space, natural triangles, and especially for players that ain't played together before, everyone can get on well with it, and it'll make us sit really nicely. Especially with the way they play, they're down the width with pace, and so if we're spread, we can counteract that and we can just play our game through there. We've got pace up top with Don from Messi Royal, so Gibbs at the back, pinging balls over, he'll find the edge, he'll find the goal.
Get to the end, go! Sprint to the half line, walking back. Yeah, jogging it through. Once you get to the end, sprint to me. You got fucking long. Jogging it back. On, go slow down now, yeah? Let's go, go. It's a Sunday, everyone's had a roast. I know the
The W.E.S.F.A. Boys, it's actually the Ringers that have got all their main players here. But yeah, we're playing for a young girl called Rosie. She's got cerebral palsy. She's an operation to change her life. We're trying to raise. She needs 17 grand by the end of January for her to be able to have her operation. So they said about doing a game for her, and I said why not? Because we're all in a group chat. We're all managers from the Woolwich and Eltham League, and they just said about doing a game. So I was like, yeah, why not? So they're playing our reserves, majority of our reserves, but we've got I think 3 first team boys playing to make up numbers. But
should be good.
Yeah.
Should be a good game.
How are you feeling on the results? You're not looking slightly nervous. It's going to be
Just
tough.
cold.
Cold?
I wouldn't say we're nervous, more the fact of, you know, they've got all their Prem players coming down, all the Ringers. Nah, you know what? It's
going to be a good game.
We've had a few people let us down as well, but it'll be a tight game. Right? A lot of people look at it and think just because it's managers, I think the people are going, oh yeah, the people to see a win, but it'll actually be quite a hard game.
Good managers do play as well.
A lot of managers play, like Jay Chappell played, he plays for our charity team as well. Obviously he's playing for them. I know Ryan plays for Long Lane. I was at Meridian VP with him last season. He's a good player. He ain't a manager, but it don't matter, it's alright.
What's your prediction? What do you reckon?
It's going to be like a high scoring game. We've got to back ourselves. I'm going about, I don't know, 6-5 or 6-4.
I was going to say 6-5, yeah.
So we're saying 6-5.
It's going to be a high scoring game. It's going to be a messy game as well.
Would have been a lot more if that Danny King was in goal, but
Yeah, Danny King was in goal. It'd be 17-1 again or something, wouldn't it?
Right, stretch where it feels tight. Your wallet? Everything. Right, go round in a circle, maybe start shout your names, visit, try and say you don't know anything.
Ronnie Senior representing Highfield Rovers, playing in the sticks today.
Lee Fraves, W.E.S.F.A Banter FC, centre midfield.
Peter Huckstead, Bexley Hawks. David Scott, Fisher.
Danny King, Boston Old Boys. Tony, Long Lane.
Don, Mr. Rolls, Trouble Winners, you know the rest.
Jay, Andrew and I goal 2-2.
Liverpool Rovers. What's going on? It's me, Gibbs, Peckham Rat.
Joe, manager of Draper Close. Today I'm not sure where they're playing me. Danny told them I'm a left back, thanks for that. Hopefully somewhere in the centre.
Okay, so starting lineup as followed. We got Ronnie in goal. We got Lee at right back. Peter accompanied by Danny K, that is centre back. Left back we got Craig. Defensive midfield Gibson. Centre mid Jay. Attacking midfielder Tony. Up front we got Steph, Don and Ryan killing them. For the banter! Okay, so we're going to start the game off with a people's kickoff. You're going to have to forgive me on this one as I don't know everybody's name. So if I get it wrong or I don't even call out your name, you're just going to have to deal with it. I'm going to take this moment out and congratulate everyone that actually turned up to the match. It's a very noble cause and a lot of money was raised and a lot of interest was generated. So out to both teams once again for putting on this match and entertaining the hell out of us. Yeah! So let's see what's really popping with this match. Let's go. Alright, so we picked the game up with Ronnie on the ball, looking for options. Plays a simple ball into Gibb. Gibb plays it into Peter. Peter plays it out wide onto the oncoming Lee. Gets dispossessed, but we move on. So we picked the game up with Stefan playing a lovely through ball onto Don. Don almost gets there, but it's cleared by the keeper. Good clearance. Player allows the ball to bounce, but guess who? That's Lee. Plays a simple ball into Steph. Steph turns out. Simple ball into Ryan. Ryan decides to have a bit of a Christmas dance by turning out. Two-man. Plays it in, but gets intercepted by a People's player. Anyway, the ball ricochets and falls kindly for the same player who plays it back to the left back, who calmly gives it back to the keeper. Keeper looks to come wide and use his box, plays it to the right hand side for the right back to catch on. Bit of space, gets his head up, jogs on with it a bit, plays it down to the right hand side, who looked to play it in on the right wing, but it goes off. Game's warming up. So we pick the game up with a throw-in that goes down quite far. Ball's played back to Gibbs. Gibbs sprays it out wide to Lee. Lee gets a touch on it, but goes back to the People's player, who calmly plays it out to the right back, who is in acres of space. Looks to get down the line, looks to play a 1-2, but is unable to come off with that. It's met by a Banter player. But a little bit of composure and you see how the Banter boys play out from the back. It's too easy, so they decide to give the ball back. Anyway, we pick the game up with the People on the attack now. 1-2, good pop off, not a bad effort. So we picked the game up with the People on the attack, coming down the right hand side again. A little 1-2 give and go, shot pop off! That's gone wide. So we picked the game up with Ronnie playing the ball to Gibson. Gibson sidesteps his man, looks to play in, but a ricochet falls to Jay kindly, who plays it to Craig. Craig looks to come forward, plays the ball back to Jay, who plays in Ryan. Ryan's now collected the ball, looking to gallop down the wing, holds it up, pops it back to Craig. Some good stuff being played, but we move on. So we pick the game back up with the People attacking, but that's been intercepted by Gibbs, who looks to get the Banter boys away down the left hand side. Ryan's running with the ball and that's a free kick. Nothing comes of the free kick, trust me, I've seen it. So we'll pick up this next passage of play with the People trying to play out from the back, but they get caught. Don's had a shot. It's a no from Don, thanks. Nope. So keeper launches it upfield as far away from his goal as possible. Good goal kick. But once again, it's picked up by the Banter boys. You need a little bit of pressure because it's getting a little bit too easy. They're dictating the middle for a bunch of old guys who are managers. God help the teams that play for this mob. Probably not going to hear the last of it. Anyway, let's pick the game up. We've got Jay spraying the ball out to Lee. Lee looks to put in a good through ball. The idea was good, but unlucky with the execution. Now we're getting to the stage of the game where the people need to get more people in the middle of the park to stop those people, i.e. Gibson and Jay, dictating play. Now personally, if I was a snitch, I would put this video forward as evidence so Don can get done for speeding. When I was younger, I was taught the ball moves quicker than the man. Did you see him just leave the ball? Crazy. Anyway, ball comes out to the left back. Bad touch. Guess who? Lee takes the ball away with a lovely touch, but then... oh, sorry. Ball gets played into the middle of the park, and guess who collects it? Yep, Jay and Gibson once again. Banter boys are on the attack now with Ryan. Ryan looks to get his shot away. He's turning and twisting. Out onto the right, takes a shot, goes over. So the people have a throw, but it's met by the Banter boys. The ball's put into the box. The left back's got a decision to make. Makes the wrong one. Tony has a strike. Ricochets, only for Don. Please comment below. Is that a shot or is that a cross? Or is that a shot cross? Or did he see the invisible 12th man? Let's have a look at that again. Ball comes in. Left back has no idea what to do. Ball drops. Look at this. Sets up lovely for the volley. So the people once again decide to play it from the back, but they mix it up and go long out to their winger, who goes and does this. Anyway, Lee recovers back in time to give a throw in, so it means absolutely nothing. I don't mean to on anyone's parade, but you only got a throw in. So we're back with the game once again with the left back having to make an executive decision, but gets the ball to their winger. He does the overlap, which is always good to see a young player understanding, making a run, create space for your teammates. Anyway, the people come through the middle, which is one of the first times they've actually been through the middle. They come, they look to have a shot, it deflects, goes to their man up front, but he hits it wide. Okay, so let's check back in with the game. Right now, we've got the Banter boys, Don on the ball. Is anyone going to build some type of speed bumps or ramps? Because he is absolutely left in man for dead out there. So once again, it's the Gibson and Jay show in the middle of the park alongside special guest Tony, who's absolutely going to sell this player a donation bucket from tonight's proceedings. Having that in mind, he decides to spray it out to Craig once again. Craig, all the time in the world, pops it back into Gibson. Gibson finds Tony. Tony with a good touch, but is unable to collect the seconds. It comes off their left back and he clears it for dear life. But life's good when you've got Ryan. Ryan grabs the ball, plays it straight back, nice and calmly. Once again, full control for the Banter boys. Now, after a strong steady start from the Banter boys, a goal is missing from the performance that they put in so far. But what's probably annoying is that all of this lot is managers. So when you're playing on a Sunday and they're telling you what they expect and then they pull this out, you're just going to have to respect the decision when they tell you you're on the bench next week. Oh, man. So after the deadlock's been broke, it's people's to kick off again, 1-0 down. They must be able to find a way back into this. They've got to, really. Let's not forget, this is a team filled of managers against the reserve side. It's not the fact that they're 1-0 down, it's more the manner of how they've gone 1-0 down. But let's hope they wake up and get with it and cause a bit more problems for the Banter boys to think about. So we're going to pick up the game with a throw-in. That's a good touch by Ryan, who brings in Jay, who keeps hold of the ball very well. Nice and simple, plays it back to Gibbs. Gibbs sprays it out to Lee. Lee, all the time in the world, plays it back to Danny King. Just about gets that. Danny plays it back to Rodney. Rodney, all the time in the world, allowed the Banter boys to gain control. So Rodney plays it straight down the middle of the park, but it's challenged and won by a People's player. They look to go on the attack, held up by their centre forward, who plays it out to their left back. The left back sells a bit of a dream, Steph, and has done very well in retaining the ball for the People. So the centre back has it. He plays the ball into the midfield, but it doesn't stick. Banter boys look to break on the counter, but fortunately comes to the centre back again. Left back's on the ball, plays a good clever ball down the line for the winger to get onto, but is not able to get onto it. Ball comes into the middle of the park. Dun, 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 dun. Tony plays a good ball out to Steph, who plays it into Don. Don gets Jay onto the ball. Jay's looking to put Ryan on the ball. Good touch, holds it up well. Allows the runner to run into space, takes on his player. Doesn't get past him first time, but goes down the line, looks to put the ball in, holds him up again, but then gets dispossessed. So we pick the game back up with the left back running down the line, but he doesn't have much option, so he has to turn back in, but does well to keep possession and put a good ball down the line. But the other People's player is not on the same wavelength. So Ronnie collects the ball all the time in the world. He plays it to Peter, who's got all the space in the world. Peter comes forward, plays it into Gibson. Now you know Gibson is having fun when he does this. Displaying the pace that he never had. Whose banter's dead now? That reminds me, each and every Monday look into the Selk podcast show, the true home of grassroots football, on SoundCloud and other media platforms. Yeah! So we jump back into the game with a People's free kick. Goes wide. Banter boys play out from the back again, dominating the ball. Watch this move, watch this. Pops off there. Don picks up, plays it in the middle of the park. Oh yeah, once again goes out wide, pops it back, going forward. It's all exhibition stuff. Like I said before, this mob ain't half bad playing the ball. They're quite comfortable. Anyway, let's get back with the action. We got the People's player popping it into the middle of the park. Looks to turn out and spread it to the other side as quickly as possible. Plays it long down the line, which isn't a bad ball, but just unfortunately goes out for a throw. So Banter boys again, once again, playing out from the back, controlling the game, showing their passing ability and retention to hold the ball. Good hold up play, pops off to Don, but then the invisible 12th man gets back and makes a tackle. Don capitalizes and does this. Send him off. Just send him off. Anyway, running towards goal with a promising attack. This certainly looks like a handball. Let's watch it again. Blatant. With the People able to escape that decision, we move on to a throw-in. Banter boys look to come down the wing, promising attack, puts the ball across, but it goes out for a goal kick. So with the ball coming straight down the middle of the park, again going back to Jay and Gibson, I kept this clip in because of the pressure from the People player, who's actually won the ball back but is limited with options as the rest of the team have not got up with him. Goes out for a throw. So the ball gets played into Jay and he does a boss level ball. Straight to Tony. Tony starts running, opening up the space and the pitch to Steph. Steph plays a lovely ball back to Tony over the top. Tony's in, but he's marshalled out by the defender. Good play. So we have the People with the ball. Good bit of passage of play here. Good ball to find the winger who plays it into the striker. Holds up the ball, plays it to the wide left back who's had a good game, might I add, but that's cleared by the Banter boys. Next segment. So the ball comes down the middle. Yep, you've guessed it. Gibson on the ball, plays it out wide to Steph. Steph holds it up, pops it into Don. Hard touch, runs through to the keeper. So People play out from the back once again, going down the right hand side. Not much options on, so plays it safe. Goes back to the keeper, but there's a little bit of pressure. Keeper panics, plays the ball up to Steph. Steph goes for the shot and it's blocked off the line. People get away with that, but they're really causing their own downfalls and own problems. But anyway, we move on with the match. So we pick the game back up with the People's player on the ball. Plays a good ball down the line, but it's met by a Banter player. Ball goes up in the air, but only as far as Ryan, who brings it down nicely. Passes it into the middle of the park, but it is not met by a Banter player. Again, people try to play out for the back, get caught, but get away with it this time. Now they're looking to counter-attack. It's looking promising. The People's player pops it into the middle of the park to the striker to hold up. He tries to play it back, but it's met by a Banter player. The ball falls to the People's midfielder, who does a nice little trick to pass the ball out wide. They come down the right-hand side again. They're looking to create spaces, but Banter boys kind of have the game blocked out. They're on the attack. Let's see if they can pull off a shot, but no, once again, the two banks of four are just too hard to kind of penetrate at the moment. So we're in the next phase of the game where we've got the People centre-back on the ball. Not got much options. Everything's literally blocked in front of him, so he kind of goes long, but then again, Danny and Jay once again controlling midfield. Tony picks up the ball and puts a devastating level ball for Steph to run round the keeper and bang! You know, sometimes you just have to appreciate a team with no defence trying to defend. Let's look at that again. In all fairness, the People did say they was let down by a couple of key reserve players that were not there tonight. But in the same breath, this is the first time the Banter boys are playing together. Might need to pull out the first team for the rematch on this one. So we start the game again, 2-0, Banter boys go up. People look to go and they attack. They've got to do something now. Maybe they're going to now click into action. It's been a bit of a shock how easy this game has been for the Banter boys. Like I said, this is their first time some of them have even met each other, let alone play. It just goes to show good players will always be able to play with other good players. Yeah. So we pick the game back up with a mistake, funny enough, by the Banter boys on the back line. People get a shot. That's gone over. Encouraging signs from the People. They now look to play out from the back again, play it down the right hand side, but Don goes and gets back the ball with a little bit of pressure. Ball falls to Danny. Danny finds Jay. Jay finds Danny, who pops it off to Don. Don carries the ball past the halfway line, looks to play Craig. Craig retrieves it, plays in Ryan. Ryan looks to beat his man. This is promising. He's going one-on-one, cuts back in, has a shot. Ooh, comes off the crossbar, stays in for the left back to collect and get the People on their way. Keeps it in, but the winger's unable to control it. Banter boys are back on the attack. They're looking to apply more pressure, but nothing comes of it. One thing that I would say I like is that they're still persisting to play out the back. Even though they've caused themselves loads of problems by playing out the back, they still are sticking to their guns. But this time, it's actually paid off. The winger goes past Lee with a good touch. He gets his head up, stutters on the pass in, passes it in. Good shot, good effort, good attack. Finally. So could that be the signal that the People have finally turned up and now look to push on in this match? Let's go. So with a little bit of pressure, they actually win the ball in the middle of the park. Look to go on the attack. They play down the right hand side. This player finds himself in a whole load of room which shouldn't really be happening. Couple of step overs, has a shot, but doesn't trouble the keeper whatsoever. So now the People look like they're winning the first and second balls. Ha! Management starting to slip now, but then they needlessly give it away, causing their own problems. Banter boys look to spring the counter attack, but then it's marshalled out, but then only for the keeper to make a fluff of it. Steph holds the ball up, only for his touch to let him down, but then Tony puts pressure, which makes everyone nervous, and they clear the ball. So we're back at the game with the People's player collecting the ball in the middle of the park, but pressure from Ryan gets the ball back to Don. Don's going to do the Don thing, running down the wing. Ah! Gets his head up, puts the ball into the middle of the box, but the keeper collects. So 31 minutes gone on the clock and we already have our first set of substitutions by the Banter boys. So as we wait for the substitutions to happen, players to go off and players to come on, this is the perfect time to reflect. Please remember, this is a match put on by the People FC and the W.E.S.F.A Banter group. All donations are welcome. Please get in contact in regards to making a donation. No matter how big or small, every little helps. So please, get in contact. So we picked the game up with the People now in control of the ball, playing it through their lines, looking to attack once again down the right hand side. They've held it on, but they've played it back again, causing their own problems. Steph looks to play in a through ball, but it's cut out by the defender, but he applies pressure, moves on. So the ball finds its way to this left back, who again, I'm going to repeat, has had a very good game, but seems to be an annoyance there with the winger. Plays the ball into the middle of the park. This is a bit of possession that is quite good, but then they spray it long. They get in fact. The right winger gets in, but unfortunately, this is where it takes a turn for the worse, the match. I want to wish this player an absolute speedy recovery and hope we see him again very soon. Also, a big shout out to the Banter boys. As you can see, they all went over there to show their support and help out. So well done, lads.
You've just seen the game there between the W.E.S.F.A managers and the People's FC reserves, raising money for Rosie's legs. In total, £140 was raised, so it was a great occasion. Obviously, Reese went down, so the game got abandoned. We wish Reese a speedy recovery. Hope to see him back on the pitch soon, and we look forward to the second leg. Bring it on.
Okay, further dates for your diary. We've got the Bradley Shepherd Christmas fundraising match brought to you by Danny K and the Banter Boys, who take on the Rustlers Selected 11. So please, get down there, show your support, give a contribution, and let the football do the talking. Not to forget, this will be recorded, so wear your Sunday's best and smile for the camera.